Hello there YouTube. One of the most common comments that I get on my channel is what are my custom camera settings? And this is exactly what we are going to talk about today. But first things first, I want to tell you something. Copying camera settings isn't the best thing to do, okay? So I will tell you what pros are using, what I use, why I use it, and what you should use, okay? So the most common camera angle on this game definitely is the co-op camera angle. And I have tried it with these settings, okay? 17 height, 3 zoom. This is what I have tried the co-op camera with, and as you can see, I can see a lot of the pitch in this camera. However, I don't like this camera. It gives me a headache. See, when I play someone who is using the co-op camera, I can see that okay, they are able to spot the runners before I do. They're able to play long through passes before I can see them, even though I am really good at reading the radar, right? So if you are someone who doesn't know how to use the radar, and you don't rely too much on dribbling, then I would suggest that you use co-op camera. It's a really good camera and I can suggest it. This is my favorite camera angle. And yes, I use telebroadcast default as well. Look, this is how it looks like in game. But right now I am not using telebroadcast default, but I use it a lot of the times. In FC24, when you used to watch me, if you did, I used to use telebroadcast default towards the end of FC24. But I think it is a bit too zoomed in, right? It is great for dribbling. It is great for beating players. In FIFA 21, it was great because it was all about doing skill moves against the opponents. But in this game, you need some vision on your opponent, right? So this is what I recommend, okay? There are 3 camera angles that I'm going to give you and see which one you like. The first one is 14 height, 2 zoom. This is what I have been using for the most of FC25, and this is how it looks like. I used to use it even in FIFA 21, FIFA 22. I think I picked it up from Tom Lees back in those days. It's a good camera. I like it. It suits my style. It's zoomed in, and as well as I can see the pitch as well. Another thing that I forgot to do, in telebroadcast, we have to make far side focus 0. So let's see how it looks like with far side focus on 0. This is how the camera looks like. This is my favorite camera angle, and this is what I am using on FC25, and this is what professional players use a lot as well. This is 15 height, 0 zoom, far side focus set to 0, and this is a great camera angle. This is what you see me using in my recent videos. I love this camera angle, absolutely. However, yesterday and the day before I was playing 20-0. Again, it is the most similar camera to co-op. Let's say you play co-op and you wanna come to telebroadcast. Then I would say use 20-0, okay? But again, for me, I don't know, I get a headache whenever I see the pitch like this. I don't know how to explain it, but if I look at upside down, I don't know how to explain it, but it gives me a headache. So I prefer 15-0. I think that is the best of both worlds with far side focus set to 0. I've already shown you my game settings, but some people are still asking me if I am using precision or not. Yes, I use precision shooting. That is never going to change. Okay, time finishing is going to be always on. Practice it as well. Both are really important. It can take your game to the next level. I know so many players who are still not using time finishing. Ground pass assistance, I was using semi, but now I have gone back to assisted. Why? Because on semi, I was making really bad passes for some reason. I don't know why. Usually it's better than assisted, but something wasn't feeling right. I've gone back to assisted. Passes suck in this game. Anyways, I think it also depends on your gameplay. So see how your gameplay feels and try both of them out, but don't try manual. Right now I'm using assisted. Last video I showed you I was using semi. In cross assistance I was using assisted. Now I'm using semi. It's better for the ground crosses, which are really good in this game. Lob pass assistance, either you can keep manual, semi, or assisted. I'm using assisted. I have long ball passes, but some players use semi and manual as well, and that is something I got to experiment with. Maybe it's better for the first time lob triangle pass. Pass receiver lock, again it is back to late. Precision pass I use a lot. R1 squares are really important, especially if you want to hit those power shot volleys. So we're going to keep the precision pass to normal. Then we have clearance assistance. Some people are still using classic. Don't do it. It's not important. You have to use directional clearance assistance. It's the best one. This is the biggest debate, advanced defending versus tactical defending. And I see so much misinformation on this topic. Some people are spreading misinformation for the sake of making content. If you want me to clear the difference between tactical and advanced defending, let me know down in the comments and I will tell you what is the major difference and if you should use it or if it will magically make your gameplay better. I will tell you in another video. For now, I am using advanced defending. Pass block assistance is on, and auto switching is on air balls and loose balls. You can try manual auto switching as well. Some pro players do use it, but then it is a learning curve. I am not going to change it. On air balls and loose balls is fine. The moment I see it, okay, I really need it, that is when I go to such extremes like I did with precision shooting. Auto switching move assistance for me is low. Right stick switching classic, player relative. Right stick switching sensitivity, I use 3. You can use 4 or 5 if you don't like 3. I like 3 because it feels the most similar to classic FIFAs. Like before FC24, it was like 3. That is the closest feeling that I get when I use 3. Okay, this shit needs to be off. EA adds thing for the sake of adding them, and our player lock is always going to be on. You got to learn it. So these are my settings. Of course, camera is going to be 15:0. Please turn this on. Teammate contain indicator. Some of you don't use it, and because you don't use it, what happens is you don't know which player you are focusing on, which player is second man pressing, and then you guys are second man pressing with your center backs, and when you come for coaching sessions, it is a mess because I see you guys second man pressing with the wrong players. Mess around with this one as well. I have seen small, it reduces tunnel vision. So if you're really tunnel vision, maybe try using small. Doesn't make a big difference, but yeah, something I wanted to add there. These are my camera and controller settings. Please don't spam camera, camera, camera in comments. Thank you.